My whole family had had an extensive history with cancer. They found a softball-sized tumor, and he removed the tumor, and it had perforated my small intestine.
The diagnosis was an ovarian cancer involving the left ovary and adjacent tissues, including the bowels, but we were able to remove all of it together. And the treatment at that point was standard chemotherapy.
It never even crossed my mind that 3 months into chemotherapy that the cancer would all be back and it would have spread. I was absolutely blown away by that.
It was a very ominous sign, and I told Diane that I did not believe that additional standard chemotherapy would help her.
I went home, and it was a pretty tough few weeks. For me, it was all about the family, and it's all about, my grandsons and wanting to be around to see them grow up. This is one of my favorite pictures. They made a little tent out of blanket with the chairs.
When folks have cancer that grows during chemotherapy, especially in the context of having nothing left at the recent surgery, that's termed platinum refractory cancer of the ovary, and that is a very dire and grim prognosis. And unfortunately, most people succumb to that disease relatively quickly.
While he was trying to get me treatment with immunotherapy, he also took the time to send my tumor off to Caris to see if there was anything we weren't aware of or were missing that only molecular profiling could show.
If there is a lock, we may have the key for it, and that's what we have to look for.
When Dr. Darus got my test results back, he reviewed them with me, and we were surprised to find that there was a BRCA2 gene mutation in my tumor, just in the tumor alone. And the only way we would ever know that was with molecular profiling.
The molecular profiling revealed microsatellite instability, but it also revealed, which was a surprise to us, a mutation in a BRCA gene. And that is another target that we can exploit.
And because of that, that opened up new treatment options for me that I wouldn't have been eligible for. I started my immunotherapy in June, and in August is when I had the scan 3 months later, and it was almost clear. And it was really like a miracle. Immunotherapy just, it clicked for me because of my genetic mutation. A lot of treatments like immunotherapy, they do eventually, stop working. And in my case, if that was it, then there are really no other options. But it was that piece from Caris that now has opened up something that I wouldn't have been eligible for before.
In Diane's case, should she sustain another recurrence, and let's hope that we're past that now, but we do have another option for targeted therapy of a completely different class because she happens to have this BRCA mutation.
Molecular profiling is so critical. Even if you don't need it right at the moment, it could be something that would benefit you down the road, and it's such information is such power. It really is.
I see patients at the hardest times of their lives, and the families are right there with them. And I remember Diane's husband was very supportive throughout the whole process. And the hope can go like this. And I think when we're at a low point, like when we have a brand new 8-centimeter tumor after just 2 treatments of chemo with a very successful surgery 6 weeks before, 12 weeks before that, we have to think outside the box. Molecular profiling is looking for out-of-the-box targets, and this was a perfect example of how sometimes thinking outside the box can be very helpful.
For me, the future is so much brighter. I mean, it's incredible. I just went from feeling like I wasn't going to be here by the end of the year to now I'm 5 years out from my initial diagnosis and still doing well. I've tried to stay active in different groups, support groups and so forth. I've tried to bring awareness any way that I can to all the options available to patients with genetic testing, molecular profiling. There's just so much happening right now in that field. The fact that Not everybody has to do traditional chemotherapy just because, that's the way that we usually do it. Now they can take and really look at what's going on with you genetically, what's your genetic makeup, and then we make the treatment plan for you instead of waiting till something fails.
If we don't look for these alterations that are unique in some patients, we're never going to find them. It's about finding the right drug for the right patient at the right time.
Right now, I'm in a moving forward phase. There's no evidence of cancer. I'm being checked pretty regularly, a couple times a year, but everything looks good. It's really exciting to be part of a period in history where there's so many changes going on so quickly, and I think so many more cancer patients can live full lives, long lives. And it's because of the genetic information that they're able to pinpoint the treatments that will work the best for each individual patient. It's just amazing.